Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Alive here, and I'm joined with Lauren.
Heyo.
We're here to announce the next big contest. This is the Storytelling Coaster Contest.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! It's another big one. We're gonna run this for 5 weeks. So this contest was essentially organized by Pixelated and Lauren, and I just, at one point, like 2 months ago, I said, one day we'll do a storytelling contest, and it was on the list. They took the rules, they panned it out, they fleshed it out, and I'm just here to make the video on it. So all, thank you for Lauren and Pixelated for putting this together, and Lauren and I made this pretty thumbnail. Took us only an hour. So. All right, I'll let you take it from here, Lauren.
Yep, and it was very much Pixelated being very excited for this. So it's storytelling coasters and track rides. We'll get to that, but we'll allow you to do pretty much any kind of ride you want. The focus is on building a ride that navigates through a story that has, an immersive story and an original theme. Your story can be long or short, happy or sad. You can base it on something that exists or make up something completely new, but we want to be able to understand your story. It has to have a plot, a theme, and a good beginning, middle, end. It doesn't have to be told. We've seen some rides that have been narrated lately, and you don't have to do that. Visual storytelling is perfectly fine, but if you want to narrate your own ride, that's possible too.
So a good example of this is Dread the Horror Coaster. That was all visual. He used lights to change signs using RGB values. Limbo the Ride was all black and white, used negative space and positive space. Visual, but much different than Dread. Tron the Ride was also a different twist. It was all visuals, but he also had a little bits of audio in there to tell the story. It was a mixture. Blade Runner was mostly visual, but he did have audio. It's another visual story, and The Journey was a narrated story experience. One thing to note with this, guys, before we go into the rules, it doesn't have to be a coaster. It can be a ride. It's just like The Journey. So the contest will run until August 24th. That gives you guys 5 weeks, starting from today. It's the 20th, so one submission per person. The upload date on your workshop must be between July 20th and 25th.
24th.
Yeah. Yeah. The submission must be in park form. All queues, paths connected, at least one mechanic, salaries raised at the cap, and the ride set in test mode or open.
And we just want to clarify, if you want to make a blueprintable ride, you're perfectly welcome to, but your blueprint must then be in a park, submitted to us as a park. So we're not really going to limit you there.
We essentially want to open up the park file and jump on it. Yeah, here it is. So you could use any track ride, water ride, or coaster that you choose. There may only be one single ride for the entry, but you may use other coasters and rides as scenery, such as tracks and river rapids and things like that. Ride duration. This is big, guys. You can't have more than a 10-minute ride. So keep an eye on your track. Keep an eye on your time. I suggest building your track out and trying to gray block your story and getting a feel for how much space you're going to need and how much storytelling you're going to want to do. Start basic. We'll get your track down, kind of put little scenes together, and then refine, tweak it, pull it in, and do what you need to do from there. We do not require good stats, so we're not going to really be looking at the coaster stats, excitement, and all that stuff. That does not matter, because with the Tron ride, it was extreme, but it worked for the story. So there you go. This next rule, guys, I have to put my foot down. If you'd like to include custom audio, it must follow these rules. Absolutely no music that is under copyright will be allowed. Okay, so only one audio file per submission, guys. So if you want to go into Premiere and edit your song track and put sound effects in on it and do all that stuff and video edit it and put that in your file, you can do that. But there's plenty of sound effects in Planet Coaster that you can use in the little speakers and stuff like that, so that they go off while you're riding it. So we like you guys to use the in-game stuff. For your custom audio, you can choose custom audio, but it has to be from this YouTube royalty-free library, guys. Has to be, and there's thousands of them. So have at her, find something that works for your story. Feel free to download 5 or 10 of them and tie them all together. Do what you want to do, but they have to be from here. If one person takes a non-royalty free song, it's going to ruin the entire contest for everybody. I got to clip out their footage, and you know, it wastes the 10 minutes that we wrote it because I just cut it out, wastes the time that I spent editing it, then I got to render it again, then I got to upload it again, and it's going to cost me 4 hours of work. So not only will you be DQ'd if you use it, but I will DQ you for the next contest for wasting over 4 hours of my time. So use the YouTube royalty library, and I'm very adamant about that. Please do not just go downloading songs off YouTube and putting them in your track, because it will show up when I upload it on YouTube, and I'll find out after all the work's been done. So please do not do that. So we've given you a library. You have to put your audio file in a Dropbox or Google Drive, so it's in the link of the submission on the workshop. Pretty self-explanatory. I download it, drop in the media folder. Guys, some people might be disappointed to hear this, but absolutely no billboards. And that means, because if everybody does 10 pieces of custom art and there's 100 people and we got to download, 1,000 files and we have to put them all in, it's a lot of setup time. And I've already tested some coasters with custom billboards and in videos. Sometimes they just don't load up. So if we start riding your ride and we get 5 minutes in and we just see a black screen and nothing there, and then you guys are yelling at me later for it, I'm sorry. The billboards have not been thoroughly tested and bug fixed yet. I've done them in recent spotlights, and I've had to reload the map several times before I got it to work. So, to test every single one of these coasters and did it work? Did it not work? Are we good to go? It's too many iffies and variables. Maybe in the next one, once we've, if you guys have an awesome idea for screens and videos, work on it and submit it as a coaster spotlight, and I will spotlight it because we want to see something done with those screens.
And think of it this way, guys. It's also mostly because we want to see art you create. We don't want to just see people upload art assets into a billboard and tell us this. We don't want to sit through an IMAX experience or anything like that. We want to see what you can make. So I think billboards for this would be a little too easy. So just think of it as we're trying to see the art you can make. And
we saw storytelling coasters in the Reddit contests, and people did it back in vanilla when we didn't have anything special, and now you guys have a whole bunch of new toys to play with. So even though we don't have billboards, we have sequencers, we have fireworks, we have no collision. You're not allowed to use friction hacks because we're not going to be putting cheats in, but other than that, you have a lot to work with the sequencers, fireworks, and all of that. And we're giving you the permission to use a custom audio file edited and put on there, so long as you use royalty-free music from that list. So you guys have a lot of options here, so it's not the end of the world not using billboards. And if you really want an image, you can always download an image with a billboard and try and recreate what you see on there with basic shapes. Use it to trace. We saw that with the KFC in the last competition. So you could still pull it off and do what you need to do. So judging, Pixelated and Lauren and I will be the judges this time around, and we're going to split things up into weight classes again. Depending on how many submissions we get, it'll determine how many weight classes we have, and we're gonna score things by story. So was the story clear and able to understand? Did you have a beginning, middle, and end? Was there a narration? Was it spoken well? Originality, I was back and forth on this with Pixelated last night.
So unfortunately we don't have Pixelated here because it was mostly his scoring here that he seemed to have a good idea, but the way he explained it is it original as a creation in Planet Coaster? We definitely don't mind if you take an existing story and try to tell it, but we want to see you do it in a unique way. So if somebody's already done a ride, if somebody's already done Tron, or somebody's already done Blade Runner, or already done Limbo, we don't want to see that again. And we also don't want to see if you're basing it on a movie necessarily, we may not want to see just the movie played out scene for scene. We want to see you use your track in a creative way to emphasize how the story is told. So just in terms of, we want to see something new. So that's kind of where this is. And if you need clarification, you can always ask us personally. But hopefully it's
Pixelated.
Ask Pixelated. It's all in his head.
Artistry, that's pretty self-explanatory. inventory, how much detail you put into your stuff. Audio and engineering. Now, you don't need to have your own custom audio track with all the special doodads to get high on audio engineering. Sure, it'll help, but it's like the little sound effects, the speakers. Like, do you have little shots being fired off and little things and sound effects and little, you know, different things like that. And maybe you could use the sequencer to set up a series of sound effects. Maybe, you know, ambient sounds. Maybe something's coming from my left ear and then something's coming from my right ear and then a light turns on the right. And, you know, there's a lot of things that you can do with the control of audio from left and right speaker and all the speakers provided in game. Yeah, so that's what audio engineering is, and basically did that audio enhance the ride experience. Track and coaster design. You know, this one I was talking to Pixelated with, you know, for rides and stuff. You know, you can only go left, right, up, and down. It's very limited. Same with log flumes and stuff. But if you look at something like the Journey that was recently made by Wix and Woody, they made the ride wrap up around into a mountain, around a mountain, and then down, and then it went into a forge, and it went over a bridge, and they guided that path in a really nice way. It was not boring. It's not like we're going straight, telling a story, we're passing by stuff for 3 minutes, you know? So track design can still score high using a track instead of a coaster.
Yeah, I think also a big thing in this category to me is the pacing, because it's more like, how did you design your track in a way that the story is told, and you know, it helps the way the story is told. Did we have enough time to view the scenes? Was the angle of the track good to see the scenes, or did we have to turn the camera like 180 degrees just to figure out what was going on? Like, that's what I mean when we put track and coaster design
and bonus innovation pixelated points.
Yeah, this was something Pixelated really wanted to do. Was he kind of wants to introduce some bonus points that is like basically doing something very pixelated, like you know, the way he did his RGB trick on the sign in Dread that made the words change, or even if it's just the way you tell your story, like the way he used backlit scenes to tell Limbo, like we've never seen that before, and it was very unique. If you can do something like that really impresses us, you'll get some bonus points on innovation. And this, I mean, it overlaps with originality a little bit, but think of this more as a really unique way to design or tell the story. That
could be subtle things. I think I could think of a nice little example that came to my mind. I think it was made by Fisherman recently. I haven't released the video yet, but it'll be out in the next week or so for you guys to see. He made a cat in a mouse trap. It was a mouse factory, but he put the pupils of the cat's eyes further back on the cat, so no matter what angle you looked at the cat, it was always looking at you.
Yeah,
and I was like
that.
So yeah, like you're looking at the cat and he's always following you with his eyes, and it was very like clever and creepy. And it's those little subtle things that you can do here and there, and you know, you can do different things with sequencers and the fireworks and the speakers and the audio. So you have a lot of different things to play with. There you go. I'm cool with it. So prizes, we're gonna have new games added to that prize list. Come because the August, so we're gonna have August games from Humble Bundle, so we're gonna be adding more games to the list, and we added some in from last month, so bigger prize list, and we'll have to see how it goes, but first place is always guaranteed to get a game for each category. So there you go, guys. That's the storytelling coaster in a nutshell. If you have any questions, ask myself, Lauren, or Pixelated, and we'll try and clear them up for you. Other than that, have fun, everyone.
Yep.
All right, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Can't wait to see what you guys make, and post your images in Discord as you go. If you guys are subscribers and want to participate and play Planet Coaster, come join us on Discord. Information to join is down in the description below. All you got to do is add me as a friend. I'll accept it. Post me or link the link to your Steam Workshop page, and I get you to fill out a form and you're in. So simple. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye now.
Bye now.